And so this is a field. And the mistake that I think is done a lot in this world, there's a huge difference between access and inclusion. So if I was to put you on this basketball field, it's also got a hockey map, whatever. But let's say I put you on that field and I don't teach you the rules. I don't, we don't have practice. You don't get to practice. You don't get to learn. You are going to lose that game. The chances of you winning that match are very low, because even if you were to score the goal, if we're talking about soccer, you might find it's an offside goal. And a lot of professionals and business people get the dream job or get that dream contract, but they are offside because then they mess up the money aspect of things anyways. And then you ask yourself, what was the point of all of that, you know? So it's important to understand that having a bank account is financial access, but knowing how to work with the bank. A bank is should be your financial partner. Knowing how to work with the bank, understanding the principles of money, then that allows you to actually play the game. And because so many people have financial access without financial inclusion, they hurt themselves. And these are the results. As I said, 77% of South Africans don't have money towards month end. More than 11 million of South Africans are described as over indebted. Student consumer debt has more than doubled in the past 3 years. So unfortunately, the system is kind of now starting people off younger. And I really think we should start engaging this in high school or tertiaries, so that by the time you get offered a credit card, you already have your fertile soil of how to manage this. And by the way, for those that are young in the audience, if you're a student and you have a bad credit score, there are some industries that literally cannot hire you. So you might also be causing yourself the loss of a job if you mismanage that. And South Africa has a poor saving culture, but this is the ultimate report of whether people win the money game or lose the money game. 94% of South Africans cannot retire comfortably. So that is scary. That means 94% people are losing the money game. Why? Because they have financial access, but they don't have financial inclusion. They don't understand what's happening. And then there are some equations that we accept as human beings and we accept as people. In those equations, we say higher income increases net worth. Not really, because higher income usually provides more access to debt, and a lot of people just increase their debt. Net worth is determined by the difference between assets and liabilities. But if you don't know what assets are, chances are you're not building assets. So when you get a higher income, you're not spending that on increasing assets. You're actually just spending more on consumables. Cash is king. Not really. If your money is always in cash, you are getting poorer and poorer in real terms due to inflation. And credit, so I hear the story of, credit is bad, stay away from credit, etc., etc. Credit is, it depends. If you know what you're doing, credit can be leverage. It can be that electricity that powers your dreams and powers your path. But if you don't know what you're doing, yeah, then debt is bad, then stay away from it. But you need to understand what's going on there. And cash is not really king. Credit can get you to do a lot more things if you know what you're doing. And then my favorite one is higher risk equals higher reward. Most of us have heard this one. Guys and ladies, not knowing what you're doing is the highest risk you can take. That is the highest risk. And so many people, when we start coaching with them and we start having these conversations in the workshop, they don't know what they're doing. And that is the highest risk. Whether you're in property, whether you are in Bitcoin, whether you are in the stock market, whatever you're doing, but if you don't know what you're doing, that is the highest risk. So we all need to first purchase or get our financial literacy license, and then we can drive our financial futures. Okay, and then just to reiterate that higher income does not necessarily mean higher net worth. If you look at this graph, you'll see that people that earn 38,000 to 100,000 are the most indebted. So that person is earning very well, but 60% of their income is going towards debt, like